Hello, Tiger219 here, and today's video is going to be about mental illness in the mainstream media. I had done a Q&A recently, and I asked a bunch of the Sunflower family to ask me questions, and one of the questions I got was a really good one that I couldn't fully answer in that video like I wanted to because it would have taken me a little bit, and it would have been a whole video. So, and the question was, what do I think about the way mental illness is presented in mainstream media nowadays? Well, it's not good. There's always been a lot of stigmata around mental illness. Um, I've seen the way mental illness has been portrayed, whether it's either portrayed in a negative light or it's romanticized. And there's always a stigma when you have mental illness, whether it's being bipolar or battling depression or schizophrenia or other countless mental illnesses. Me personally, my mental illness has cost me relationships. I have depression. Recently, it cost me my girlfriend. She told me I was too broken to be with because I had anxiety. I had two panic attacks on when I was talking to her, and she got tired of it and pretty much told me, "Yeah, you're too broken to be with." So she dumped me. Getting into the media side of it, there's always this stigmata that, well, you're just depressed because you want to be depressed. You're sad because you want to be sad. Let's pop you full of pills. That'll solve your problem. And honestly, I don't think they do enough studies. I don't think they actually take that time out to figure out what is going on. And having mental illness doesn't make you a bad person. Okay? It's not your fault. And people will try to give you the stigmata that everything is your fault and you choose to be this way, and that's it. I've had people tell me I choose to be depressed, I choose to be miserable, I choose not to be happy, or just get over it. And it's not that simple. Trust me, I don't like being sad. I don't like waking up and feeling like there's a rain cloud stuck over my head. And I've had people ask me well, with your depression, what is going on? And I've explained it to, I can be in a room with 1,000 people and still feel like the loneliest person there. And it's something I cannot control. I don't choose to think that way. You know what I mean? I really don't. And I think a lot of it is media stigmata of mental illness. And social media side of it. And I've seen that on Twitter a lot. Twitter can be a very, very toxic place. And I've seen that where people are, well, just get over it. There's not, you choose to be miserable. If you're gonna kill yourself, just do it already, because people don't talk about it unless they're gonna do it, and da 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 da. You're just looking for attention and stuff like that. That kind of aspect. And I will tell you, yes, there are some people who are just looking for attention. There's some people who do romanticize mental illness. Um, and when I mean mental illness, I mean like, cutting, depression, and it's something that shouldn't be romanticized at all. And I think, like, I've seen some media where it romanticizes it. And it's not something that should be romanticized. Um, and it's something that shouldn't be attached with a stigmata. You are not a bad person for battling depression. You are not a bad person for having mental illness. Like, one of my friends that I go every Monday, I go and have coffee with them. They're 7 years old. They have schizophrenia. And a lot of people are afraid of him. They don't want to be around him because they think he's going to hurt them or he's going to lash out at them and stuff like that, not realizing he is gotten better. He's taken the proper steps to deal with it and manage it. I'm not against medication. I'm not for medication. I choose not to take medication due to the fact that I've had some bad medication. I mean, like, if you watch my video on lithium, they had put me on lithium. If you watch my video on lithium, you'll see why I don't like certain medications. It's, you know, but if medication works for you, please continue to take your medication. I'm not fully against it. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people have that stigmata, like, well, you're a pillhead, and I think a lot of it comes down to dealing with ending stigmata. And I think a lot of it is, I do blame media for it. Their portrayal of mental illness is really poor. And I think people are ignorant to things they don't know about. People do not do enough research on it. And their ignorance is just that. They're ignorant. They don't know. They choose not to try to find out facts. Another thing, I've noticed this with some sunflowers. Stop self-diagnosing yourself. They got all these little apps that people like to use, that they like to go on and or do these little fake things. Stop doing that, because that's just feeling that fire. Go see a doctor. Go see a doctor. I just wanted to mention this in this video. Go see a doctor. Stop self-diagnosing yourself. Stop doing these apps, because they're not helping you. That's another thing that's adding on to that stigmata, is these fake little things people get out and I know you want to desperately get better, and desperately getting better is taking care of you. And going and seeing a doctor, talking with your doctor, going and talking with a therapist, and then going from there what works best for you. Like me, I started doing meditation and yoga. It might not work for everybody, but it is a good thing. I mean, like, it's helped with my anxiety. Because, yes, it is hard. It is hard. Like I said, it's costed me, my mental illness has costed me relationships. And it is hard. But a lot of that, it comes down to the stigmata of, well, you're never going to get better, so therefore you're not worth being with. You're just going to eventually kill yourself, and that's it. So why bother being with you? And that's not entirely true. I mean, like, a lot of people think that, like, mental illness, you don't want to get better. You know, that you're just completely broken. You should be cast aside, throw you on medicine, throw you in a, whatever facility, and not deal with you. And a lot of that is just pure ignorance. And I think the media doesn't help. And I think the fact that there are people that romanticize it, that doesn't help. And romanticizing suicide is not a good thing. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And you need to reach out for help if you're feeling suicidal. There are people that will help you. There are people that do care. I know how it used to feel, because I used to think nobody cared. If I died tomorrow, nobody would care. Nobody would miss me. Turns out, I find out there's a lot more people that care about me than I thought. And that includes Anna Banana, who I love to death. So if you are feeling depressed, if you are feeling alone or suicidal, reach out to the Sunflower family. We're here. That's what we're here for. We are the Sunflower family. And that's what I love about the Sunflower family. We pick each other up. As far as the media, I'm not exactly happy right now with all the stigma and the way things are going. There's a show called 13 Reasons Why. I've watched both seasons. A lot of people says, well, that show romanticizes suicide and everything else like that. It doesn't. In some ways it does. In some ways it doesn't. It is, if you look at the ending where the suicide takes place, there's no music in it whatsoever, and it lingers a long time. It's meant to be uncomfortable. The ending of season 2, what happens at season 2, very uncomfortable moment, but that happens every day. And with that, and again, it's a lot of there's certain stigmas that, well, it only happens with girls, it doesn't happen with boys. Okay? Not true. It can happen to anybody. I am a guy. I have certain things that have happened to me that people only think only happens with females. I battled an eating disorder. Okay? A lot of people think that is majority of that is just females. It's a female thing and that's it. It's not. Stop that stigma. It could happen to anybody. Mental illness does not discriminate, male or female. We all are in this world together. We need to end this stigma. And a lot of it is stop romanticizing mental illness also. Because there are people who romanticize it. It's not to be romanticized. It's not fun for the people who have it. Trust me. In no means, shape, or form. It is not fun. We cannot simply just get over what's going on. Okay? So telling somebody with depression, oh, just get over it, you're not helping. You're actually adding to that problem. I think if you want to help, be there for that person. Listen to what they have to say. Sometimes that's the best thing, is being a friend. But to sit there and tell somebody, get over it, there's nothing wrong with you, just get over it, you just want attention, you just like being sad, you like being miserable. Dumb stigmas need to stop. Because that is not the case. And I think until we could stop, people start getting educated. And that's what's needed, is being educated. And I think that's where media has had this flawed. They're not educated. People need to be educated more. And we need to stop this stigma. And we need to stop this romanticizing. And we need to get facts. People need to learn facts. Once you learn facts, we can end the stigma and this portrayal of mental illness altogether. Because mental illness is not a curse. Well, it is and it isn't. But it doesn't mean you can't be normal. And honestly, there's no such thing as normal. Normal is a setting on an appliance. We are all different. Mental illness does not define who you are. It's what you have. It's not who you are. I know people who have battled depression and you wouldn't know it. Because they don't let it define who they are. So we need to end the stigma. And with that, I'm going to end this video. I hope you all like it. I hope it helps. That is how I feel about it. Like I said, I think media needs to get more educated. I think on all platforms, not just the news, not just it's social media and media all together. People need to be educated so we can end the stigma and end this negativity that's around it. Please stay strong. Please stay lucid. Remember, I love you guys. Love is louder. And I'll see you next video. Mwah.